So, Luis Palomino, welcome to MMA Uncensored, bro. Thank you for being
Having
here.
me once again.
Awesome, man. So, yo, I don't, me and you didn't really get a chance like to talk or anything like that. But I'm just curious about you. Obviously you came on the scene real hot in bare knuckle fighting championship. You got your first victory against Elvin Brito at BKFC 10. And then obviously the 155 championship match against Isaac Valley Flegg. You made quick work in the first round. And now the newly crowned 155 champion BKFC. So congratulations, bro.
Thank you, man.
My pleasure, man. So are you originally from Miami originally?
Yeah, I mean, I was born in Peru, but yeah, I grew up. Most of my life has been here in Miami. I did live in California for 4 years, and that's where I started my fighting journey. Because I did 4 years of boxing in California.
Oh, no kidding. And so born in Peru, and then how old were you when you moved to Miami?
I was in California. I did three years of boxing, 10 to 13 in Cali, and I was turning 14 when I arrived to Miami.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay. I went with regular boxing, stand up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boxing, yeah.
That's cool, man. So what got you into boxing?
I remember it was my father was gonna take my older brother Pedro. He was gonna take him to check out the gym, and Pedro, is one of my brothers that got the luck from the genes. He got like my mom's side of the genes. Like this guy was like he had a bodybuilder body by the age of 14.
Damn.
It's like what the hell? Like this guy is just he was like a little action figure. I didn't get that luck. I had to like work really hard to change my body and make it grow and all that. But he was very strong looking and very strong himself. My dad wanted to take him to boxing. And I was like, hey, I want to go too. I was the younger brother,
Yeah.
And we ended up going over there. And my brother, it wasn't his thing,
Yep.
My brother was there for like a good 2 weeks, and I did it for 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all. So you did so boxing from, you said 10 to 13 years old?
10 to 13, yeah.
10 to 13. Okay. And then after you were 13, so first and foremost, like how did you like it? How did you adapt to boxing?
I love boxing, man. Boxing was my first love, And when I came to Miami, my father had gone to prison, and my mom was a single mother over here. 6 kids. It was tough. No English, and when we moved here, I looked for boxing gyms, but they were like an hour away from me where we were living, and I had to take I don't know how many buses to get there. My mom was not hearing it, so I couldn't get started with boxing. I probably would have ended up being a pro boxer, at this age. But I ended up doing a whole lot of street fighting, man. When I came into Florida, Florida was swamped in gang activity, and I never really joined one. I had a lot of friends, but I never joined an actual gang. So I did a whole lot of fighting growing up.
I bet, man. And especially where in Miami were you?
Miami Beach, 71st Street. I lived all over, man. From Miami Beach to South Beach to Midtown area, and you name it, all over Miami.
All over, man.
Yeah.
Like the Almanac of Miami, bro.
Yes, sir.
So what got you involved into the street fighting? Was it like backyard fighting?
Well, I think I was dealing with like teenager anger issues. One day I'm living like the perfect life with my family, beautiful home, blah blah blah, and next thing you know, my dad's arrested, and my mom is like on the road by herself, with all the kids, and it was tough. So I think I was like angry, and I was angry that it felt like they took my father from me, at that age.
Yeah.
Angry with the fact that I was so happy with boxing in Cali, and I couldn't find it here, and then just the wrong people picking up the wrong guy, man. You start crossing people, and people started poking you, looking for problems, and it just ended up fighting a lot, man.
Yeah, you fired back. What was like some of the standout stuff like when you were a kid growing up street fighting that like always stick with you?
I didn't like the unfairness.
Yeah.
I didn't like unfairness. To me, it was like one-on-one was the biggest thing to me. I wasn't a guy for weapons. I don't like guns. I don't like knives. I still don't like guns. I like knives. Doesn't mean I don't have one in my house to protect my family, but I don't like it. It's not my thing. I'm not gonna carry it around,
Yeah.
But I didn't like 4 people beating somebody up, 5 people beating somebody up, maybe more than that, 6, 7 guys jumping one guy. So a lot of the fights that I got into, man, it wasn't even my fight. I just didn't like.
Just wanted to get in there.
Yeah, I didn't like unfairness. I didn't like, so many people taking advantage of one. So I would jump in. I would make friends. I would make more enemies than friends, but I didn't like it. So that was one of the things that stuck the biggest. And I just didn't like that, and I was always a part of, stopping it or being, getting in the mix,
Or knocking somebody out for doing it. Yeah, bro. I don't blame you, man. The whole bullying thing, not a fan of it. I like the old school approach. Just scrap it out and that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So now, did you eventually get involved into MMA?
So when I came to Cali, to Miami from Cali, time passed. I'm doing a lot of street fighting, and then I run into this kid named Mickey, and Mickey lived in my block in Bay Drive, and Mickey was doing capoeira. And I remember, when I was in Cali, I used to break dance and I was boxing, And when I get to Miami and I meet this kid, and he shows me this movie Only is Strong, and the capoeira stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, it's kind of like the breakdancing with like the fighting, So it kind of caught my attention, and I ended up starting with that because that was really near me. I was really close to the gym. I ended up with a trainer there, Mr. Delay, and a group called Abolisan. That's where my name came from.
Oh,
that was like the logo of the gym, and I was named after the logo.
Wow.
Yeah, so Baboon was my capoeira name, and I did that for a good. In total, I did 13 years, right?
Okay.
But I learned how to speak fluent Portuguese thanks to capoeira. I know how to play instruments. I can communicate with anybody from any part of Brazil easily, And of course, with time came jiu-jitsu. I separated from that Mestre Delay, when I got to like my professor time, and I ended up meeting Cesar, which was my first MMA coach.
Oh, wow.
And first MMA student. So it's a mutual thing,
Wow.
I came from a team called MMA Masters that originated as Team Noguera.
Okay.
Cesar Carneiro and Daniel Valverde, which is a world-known jiu-jitsu world champion, and I'm also a black belt under him. They got together, and Valverde had a relationship with the Noguera brothers, and we started Team Noguera in Brickell, and business fell apart, and things didn't go as planned, and Cesar and Daniel decided to make their own thing named MMA Masters, and I was the very first fighter out of that.
That's fucking cool shit.
Yeah, so Cesar was my capoeira mestre after I left this group, Abolisan.
Okay.
So that's how that began, and I continued capoeira with him. But when I was doing capoeira with Cesar, I was telling him, because now I have a son. I had a son. I had just had a son, and I wanted to compete. And I'm seeing old friends of mine, like Rafael Assunção, Junior Assunção, and Freddy Assunção. They had left the capoeira scene. They were in my group.
Okay.
They had left the capoeira scene. They moved to Atlanta, and they were away for 5 years doing jiu-jitsu. I hadn't even known about jiu-jitsu. When they come back, and I seen them fighting on TV and everything, I was like, oh man, I used to be able to hang with these guys. I can do this. And I was very, very known for street fighting. So everything just started to mix in together. And I told Cesar, look, man, I want to do this. And he was like, well, look, you're going to have to start doing jiu-jitsu then.
Okay.
So I had to humble myself, because when you come from a strong martial art, even we're talking about back then, we're talking about years, 20 years ago,
Okay.
Back then, today you find a gym full of everything.
Yeah.
The boxing, the Muay Thai, the jiu-jitsu, the judo. Back then, when I started, it wasn't like that. They didn't even have amateur fights.
It was just one. It's just one gym for one
America's
style.
Top Team. It was America's Top Team, and Freestyle Fighting Academy was starting to come out, all the way back then.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, and as time passed, man, I said I want to do this, and he took me to George Pareda. Was my first jiu-jitsu trainer, and I did 5 months at his gym of jiu-jitsu, and he had the connection for a show called, I think it was ACB or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big show in Florida where most of America's top team fighters would go and build the records up.
Okay.
And it was called Absolute Fighting Championship, something like that.
Okay.
And Pereira got me a fight within like 8 months. I think it was 8 months. So I just got my blue belt, and there's black belts in the gym, and I stayed quiet about knowing how to speak Portuguese. So I didn't say nothing, So like, there was a lot of Brazilian dudes, and there was like, I would say I want to fight, because to them it was just a pure jiu-jitsu place. So you had to be like a brown belt, black belt to get a pro fight.
Got you. Okay.
Because we're talking about back in the days, So when I came in, within 3-4 months, everybody's stepping me out left and right, and I'm talking about, no, I want to fight in the next show. And they would just laugh at me, this guy is crazy. The white belt. Imagine, I'm a white belt. A white belt talking about he wants to fight in a pro.
Yeah, they must have been laughing, bro.
Yeah, at 170 to begin with. Like, I'm like, I don't pass 170. I was like 168, 167.
Okay.
And they laughed, but I took it serious. Within 8 months, I got my blue belt, and I got my first fight booked.
That's what's up.
And I debuted in that show, and I knocked the dude out in 1 minute and 23 seconds. And then in my second fight, I knocked that dude out in 25 seconds. And then my third fight, I fought Jeremy Stevens. That was like 6'3", like a real 170-pounder, and I went to a decision. I beat him too, but I went to a decision. Wow. And then I started to understand and find out that, oh, holy crap, I didn't even know about weight cutting and wrestling. I didn't have no sparring partners for my first 10 pro fights.
No kidding.
No wrestling for my first 8 years of MMA. I had all I did was jiu-jitsu and make work with Cesar Canedo. That's it. Wow. That's how I fight as a professional at 170 pounds. So yeah, I did a lot of mistakes, and that's how my record suffered, because I had to learn the hard way, man. There was no other way.
Yeah, but I gotta credit you, bro, because not a lot of people would. I mean, at least the people that I talk to, I haven't really heard much of like people just wanting to jump in right out the gate the way you did, bro. So credit to you, man, for doing that. But it worked out, man. You got now, obviously you're in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship now. But what was that journey like for you? Like even before Bare Knuckle, like after obviously been fighting on the circuit, but like what transpired from that particular time leading up to Bare Knuckle?
So time passed, and like I told you, I had to learn the hard way. I made a lot of mistakes, man. I fought at 170 when I shouldn't. At that time, I hadn't even been fighting at 155. I should have fought at 145, and it showed, because the moment that I dropped down to 155, I became champion in 2 local shows, right?
That's what's up.
So yeah, there were smaller organizations, but I was the best in that organization, right? And then I dropped down to 145, and I got 2 more world titles on top of that.
Wow.
And then with inexperience comes the mistakes, and what comes with those mistakes is injuries, man. I started to suffer a lot of injuries. The last 4 years of fighting in MMA, I've been fighting with a fat, it's like my big toe with a toe that it doesn't bend. Like I have bone fragments stuck in the joints, so it doesn't bend. And every single step that I take, I'm just used to it now, but it's painful.
Wow.
Like it hurts. And if I kick you and I land with the top of my toe, it hurts me more than it's gonna hurt you.
Damn. And that's about 4 years now?
So and the same leg, I have a partial MCL tear, and I have a 3rd-degree PCL tear. And I fought 4 years, in like when I'm sparring and I have my wrestling shoes on and my knee strap, I'm good. I can go with anybody in any caliber in the world in my weight class. You take off the shoe, you take off the knee straps, I'm already like, whoa, with the wrestling and the grappling, I'm worried in my head, right?
Oh, I got you.
And when it comes to the striking, I can't pivot anything. I can't sprawl. I can't pivot and throw a right hand. Like I have no balance. It feels like I'm skating on the floor without shoes.
Wow.
So when Bare Knuckle came out, man, because I was trying to box. Like I told you, boxing was my first love. I was trying to get a boxing fight for like almost a year. I went like 8 months, nearly a year, looking for a boxing fight.
Damn.
And they would give me guys that were like 10-0, 8-0s, 4-0s, all the way to 20-0. I got a call, and they offered them, Palomino, and what do they got? They got a 38-year-old. I'm 39 now. I was 38 at the time. A 38-year-old with 0-0 in boxing. But then you look at my videos on YouTube, and they're like, oh, he got power. He can throw some hands, though, right? Yeah. So then the fighters will think about it. I can't blame them. I don't want to say that nobody's scared of me. I don't believe that, because fighters are fighters, right? They're there to fight. But if I put myself in their shoes, they look at me like, man, if I beat this guy, he's 38 years old with 0-0. What do I beat? If I lose against this guy, I lose. Because I'm losing against a 38-year-old with 0-0. So I understood,
they got a lot more to lose.
It sucked because I kept, training, and it wouldn't happen. Sure. Then I see bare knuckles starting to pop off, and I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. And I found something that was like the boxing love that I want. I could wear the boxing shoes, so I don't got to worry about this messed up toe, because now I can pivot up all toes, right? Yeah. And it changes everything, I don't got to worry about wrestling. I don't worry about having, because just kicking the bag was messing up my knee again, So I don't have to worry about kicking, wrestling, grappling. This, to me, it was like, I don't want to say rebirth. It was an extension to my life as a fighter. Now I know that I can do this for the next 2, maybe 3 years in a top level. Because I'm 39, but it's like everybody ages differently, and I feel great. One of the things that I've always focused on throughout my whole career is working on my body, because like I told you, I didn't have the genes. I didn't start lifting weights until the age of 24.
No kidding.
Yeah, so I was just chubby, and you couldn't tell what the bicep was from the tricep, or any chest lines or any ab line. You couldn't tell anything. So I had to really construct my body. It took me years to change my body into what it looks like today. Wow. And with that comes, a responsibility and a discipline to work on yourself, to work on your body. So I not only work on it from the outside, I feed it well, And I think that has gave me more life, because I've seen a lot of people at my age, man, that can't do what I do. That don't do what I do. I spar with 20-year-olds that are in the 7-0, 10-0s, 20-0s, and I do pretty damn well with them.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, you gotta. I feel like conditioning. Obviously, it's everything. I mean, you could learn as much as you can, and then if you're not conditioned right, you can't translate that over into your fight. So, 100%, man. I agree with you. And then, what was that like? I mean, obviously coming over from street fighting, this has got to be something pretty cool that you could actually get into a ring and go barehanded, and still get paid to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of like the work, my life doing full circle. I started like this. I mean, yes, I boxed, but I only boxed for 3 years when I was 10 years old. I was a kid. 3 years of boxing. I did more years of fighting in the street than I did of boxing when I was 10 years old.
Wow.
And to go through my MMA career and come back to this point in my life where it's like, okay, take the gloves off again, and it has brought me back to who I was from the beginning. The way that I am today, the way that I was when I first started doing MMA, that's what is coming back, because throughout my career, throughout the MMA career, you start to get the doubts in your head. You start to face the wrestlers, the grapplers that are holding you down, taking you down, holding you down, nearly whispering in your ear, please don't get up again. They don't want to trade no hands, and I understand it's a sport. Hey, if you're better than me, you're better than me, and that's what it is. But coming back full circle to that old me is even brought back that knockout artist that I started as in MMA. Because in MMA, you start off, I knew that I just had to connect. If I touch you, I'm going to knock you out. And with time, you start to, face higher caliber guys, and the knockouts don't come out as easy. Or you start to face the wrestler grapplers, and they're not giving you a chance to knock them out, So now it's like full circle, all the way back to where the confidence level is. I know that all I need to do is touch you. and you're out, especially with no gloves.
Yeah, and you proved it, bro. I mean, I was there live. I saw your first fight in bare knuckle against Elvin Brito, and that was cool to watch, man. You did this real cool spinning back. What was that? Spinning backhand, or that was a nice little setup you had there. So, I enjoyed it very much, man. I watch it. I'm like, this guy's he's gonna be pretty big here in bare knuckle, man. You could tell, like, when I watch bare knuckle, you could tell, like, the guys that have the experience and the guys, that don't, because it's still a new promotion. They're still getting up, so they're trying to fill spots. I get it, and make matches, but you could see the difference for a guy that's got the experience. He's got the footwork. He's got the cardio. And compared to some of the guys that I've seen in the bare knuckle ring, some of these guys look like they just got off the the garbage truck. The shift just ended. All credit to them for getting in there and doing it. No question. But when I saw you, I was like, all right, this is going to be good. It's going to make this 155 division very interesting. And obviously, bro, I wanted to see you and Alers fight, bro. That was a fight that I wanted to see. I
wanted to see it too.
I know, because I know you guys got beef, but no, got to give Jim credit. The guy's 4-0, 3 knockouts. He's a fast-paced dude. He's coming and swinging, which I think would be a great fit for you guys to fight, because it's gonna be fireworks.
Yeah, to go with what you're saying, right? I believe that it's very true, because you have a lot of guys now that are popping off in the bare knuckle scene, and they're just straight up brawling. Yeah. Right. Jim, now you mentioned him, he mentioned about how he finished Elvin Brito, within the first round, and how I did 5 whole rounds with him.
Okay.
Right? And this was my answer to that, right? For one, we were in the tournament. Okay, this is my debut. Mm-hmm. I'm not worried about the first or second guy. I want to make it to the third fight to take that belt, right? So my thing is, I'm new back to this. I know how hard I hit. I remember how much I've damaged my hand in the past in street fights. My number one, thing was to not hurt my hands. I don't know how I'm gonna react. I don't know. It's my first fight back, without gloves in a long time. So I intended to be in there and pick my shots and not go crazy, and I was having fun. I probably got like jabbed once in a 5-round fight. I came out of there with my face completely cleaned, out boxing, out footwork. I did my work, because the whole thing was to save his hands for Jim, because we were supposed to meet in the end of the fight, in the end of the tournament. Yeah. And, having that said, the tournament was scratched out. They gave me the fight with Jim. Jim didn't show up for his own reason, for his own choice, right? And they gave me this other guy that's 3-0. Jim is 4-0. There's not a big difference there. Wow. Ike was 3-0, and his last fight was against, what's his name?
His last fight?
Isaac's last fight, Valley Flags. It was against the knockout artist, man. What the hell do I always forget his name?
Let me see. Was it the Melvin Gilliard fight?
Yeah, Melvin Gilliard, right?
Yeah.
So, we all know Gilliard, man. Gilliard has bombs.
Powerful, bro.
Powerful, Man, I was beating him, all the way through, And Gilliard was swinging with everything, I guess. I mean, he clipped him a couple times, right? But they didn't do the damage that I did. So I say Isaac's legit. He's 3-0, came from a win, against Melvin Gilliard. What's the difference between a 3-0 guy and a 4-0 guy? He stepped up. Jim decided not to come because his trainer got COVID. Okay.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Okay. But that's his choice and his decision. And he's been like rapping all this talk, all this over like if somebody, if Dave Feldman said, "No, Jim, you're not going to fight for the title. Now it's going to be Palomino." No, this is not the way it happened.
Right.
His opportunity was there. He decided not to take it. And he's been japping about it. But
I wanted to ask you about that. Yeah. So obviously, everybody's getting. I get it. They were going to do a tournament, and I guess with COVID-19, they figured let's just do the 155 belt. Enough time is wasted. That's kind of what I got from that. So, all right, they set up the fight with you and Jim. I heard, I was excited, just like everybody else was, to see this. And then we heard, his coach got COVID-19. He wanted to not fight because of that reason, his choice. But what happened after that? Were you guys going at it on social media? I heard there was
so the way that it happened, man, is I got a text from Jim, and he says, "Hey, look, man, and it starts like this. He says, I wanted you to hear it from me first." And I'm like, "Oh shit, here it goes, man." So when he says that, I already know that something's happening with the fight, right?
Yeah.
And he says, somebody in my training camp, is tested positive for COVID, blah blah blah, this and that. And long story short, man, he said, I asked him, I said, "Are you positive for COVID?" And he's like, "Well, I tested too, but my results haven't came in yet. They'll come in a few days." So I told him, "Okay, so let's say that you are not positive. Are you still going to fight? Because if it's in my hands and it happens to me, and God forbid it happens to one of my trainers or whatever, I'm still gonna fight. Yeah, we're just built different like that, So I asked him, "Are you still gonna fight?" And he said, "You know what, man? I spoke to my coach, spoke to my family, and we're gonna sit this out." So that was his choice. He decided not to show up.
How'd you feel about that? Like after he said that to you, what was going on in your head?
Look, at that moment, I respect his decision.
Yeah.
Because we had a friendship. We were old training partners. So I respect his decision. And look, man, he cares about his trainer. His trainer's sick. He feels like he can't complete his camp without him. And I give him the benefit of a doubt and say, you know what, maybe he's doing the right thing, whatever. But that's not the way it ended. I get up, this is in the morning, and only an hour passes, and I see a post on Instagram where he's discrediting me for the title shot and talking shit about me and talking about, I can't believe, even his wife was talking about, I can't believe they're still making this a title fight. Like if the belt is supposed to wait for him. He asked for it. He got the opportunity, and he decided not to show up. At this point, be quiet. It's the best thing you can do. Just be quiet and wait for your turn. Because it's not like nobody's telling you, I'm not going to fight you. I'm like, here waiting for you to fight, right? So he's like, and he says something stupid online where, go ahead and fight for the paper belt. But he was like discrediting me for getting a title shot after one fight.
Okay.
That's not the way it happened. It's not like I came into the show and David Feldman said, "Hey, here's your first fight. Beat this guy, you're going to get a title shot." That's not what happened. What happened here is I entered the tournament, and I beat the first guy in the tournament, and I was asked to fight Jim Alers in the second quarter of the tournament. Okay?
And then the winner would go to the final.
In that moment, I said yes, and Jim Alers said no. If I'm going to fight Baboon, then I'm going to ask for the title. That's what he told me. I'm going to ask for the title and make it a title fight. That's what happened. They made it a title fight, and then he decided not to show up to his title fight. So that's what kind of pissed me off, where first he's telling me something, then he's posting something else, and it just, it was just, it made him look like what he looks like. It made him look stupid, and I lost complete respect for him. And it didn't stop there. It's been going back and forth where he keeps talking shit about, the paper champ and I don't know what. Hey, man.
Big time. I've seen it. I've seen this shit talking, and I love it, but it helps bring drama to the fight, as fans. That's what we want to see, right? Some drama in there. And, obviously you guys got it going on. But, like, were you going back and forth with him on social media? Was it like a little IG war or whatever?
I stated some facts, you know. And exactly everything that I told you right now, I just stated the facts of what happened. The fact that he texted me and let me know about the problem, but didn't tell me how he felt about the whole point of me getting the title shot anyways. But then he goes and posts it, and then he's talking this, talking that, and then he keeps talking about after my fight interview, right? And after my fight interview,
After the fight interview, I was gonna bring that up. So you win the you win the strap, you know, Valley Flag, and you. I mean, it was fast, man. Did you expect it to end that quick? I know you got the knockout power, but
absolutely not. But like I told you, it's I find myself again. You know, this is the way that I really fight. This is the way that I fight, always looking for the kill. Okay, I look to finish my opponents, and that's cost me a lot of decisions in MMA, in the MMA world, because of the wrestlers and the grapplers that take advantage of that, you know, eager feeling of exchanging to get under you and take you down and hold you down, you know. But that's the way that I fight. I look to finish you. I look to hurt you with everything that I swing.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, to face this guy, man, and seeing where he's coming from, he's fought people like, you know, he's fought some good names out there, you know.
Dude, he's a real deal.
Cavalcante, you know, Melvin Gillard. You know, he fought this dude in Japan too. Like he got some good names behind him.
Oh yeah.
I didn't, you know, he even told me right after the fight, he's like, I've never been knocked down. He said, I mean, not even in training.
Wow.
And I didn't think it was gonna be like I thought that the way I was gonna beat him was by slicing him open everywhere. Okay. Because I knew that I was faster. I knew that my footwork's better. You know, that what I had planned for him, when my trainers will be trained, was to just pop, 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 keep tagging him and keep slicing him everywhere, and maybe connect something to knock him out. But I didn't go in there believing that's it. I'm gonna knock him out when I hit him, because I believe that he was a very durable fighter, and he is. But that just shows you how much power I really carry when I want to let it go. I carry power, and with that power is a lot of speed that delivers it. You know, and even at this age, my speed hasn't gone down. It was there.
Nice, bro. Yeah, because of course, speed is just going to incorporate more power when you connect. And you know, I got to give Valley Flag a ton of credit, man, because that dude, he got dropped, but he got up right away, and you know, he was still seeing stars, but
he was trying to fight through the wobbliness.
He was trying. He was trying, and the eye contact was the only thing. I think was it Mergliata who was the ref for that fight? I think it was Dan. He was looking just for something, you know, walk forward, whatever. And once Valley Flag looked to his corner and not straight at him, that's when he knew, you know, he's not there yet, you know. and that was it. But now you crowned champion, 155. What was that like for you, man? You know, second fight into bare knuckle, you the 155 champ.
Yeah, man. It felt just like I envisioned my fighting career would be in BKFC. I said, man, with the power I got, with the speed that I got, with no gloves on, all I got to do is clip this guy. All I got to do is connect at the right spot, and they're gonna go to sleep, you know. And Valley Flag, like you know, being the durable fighter that he is, didn't go to sleep. He went down, but he didn't go to sleep. The dude was like, boom, like whoa, you know, like trying to come back. But it was an awesome experience, man, because it gives you that feeling inside that you know is there. You know, it's like a stamp, like yes. You know, we're here. We just got to keep doing what we're doing, you know?
Absolutely, man. You're doing it, brother. And then after the fight, you know, a little post-fight interview. And you know what? I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to give you full disclosure how I felt about that whole thing. I loved it. And I'm going to tell you why. I felt like, because I talked to a lot of friends of mine, you know, we love the bare knuckle. But one of the things like I've been waiting for as a fan was some drama, some beef, you know, because still a new promotion, so those beefs aren't really there yet. We saw it with, you know, Paulie Malignaggi and Artem Lobov, right? They had a nice, you know, the press conference was a lot of drama there, you know, it was good, a lot of pay-per-view buys. But now we see you winning the strap, but right after you win the belt, you're out there, you know, post-fight interview, just calling out Jim right away. So what prompted you to do that?
So you know, like I had mentioned earlier, Jim was talking about that. Like we just ran into each other not too long ago. I'm sure you saw that. And I
was there.
And he was talking about that. Like he keeps repeating the same things over and over again. Right? He's like, oh, you know, what kind of champion calls out a contender? You know, like you spent 10 minutes in your interview calling me out. Like, man, look, man, let's get this together. Let's get it right. Okay. To me, I was supposed to fight him, period, for the title. I've never, you know, counted anything down from him. I've never put him down in anything. If anything, I was always one of the guys rooting from the outside. Hey, give this guy a title shot. He deserves it. He earned it like 2 fights ago, you know? The way that I see it is he's 4-0. He has 3 knockouts, okay? And he's put in work, man. You can't talk that down. He's put in work. He's grabbed some opponents, ran right through them, and he's the person right now that most deserves to have fought for the title, but it was his choice not to be there. And this is a fight that needs to happen. Now, I'll tell you why I did, okay? Because I want to get it out the way. Okay? My real thing here is this. Look, it's like I told Dave Feldman. I'm not one of those MMA fighters that's stepping into the organization to then go back to MMA.
Yeah.
I pretty much retired from MMA. I know that this is the sport that was made for me, and I want to be a part of its growth. I'm here to stay. Okay? I want big names. Big names. This fight is big.
Oh, yeah.
Jim has done his work.
Oh, yeah.
He's got good credibility. But I want to get him out of the way so that I can get the biggest name possible. I'm not the person that ducks fights. Give me the biggest. I don't care if it's a professional boxer, undefeated, with some sort of championship belt. I don't care if it's an MMA fighter that just came out of UFC or Bellator or ONE FC. I don't care who it is. If I have to go up in weight, I'll probably even go up in weight. Okay? But I want the biggest, most known name out there as possible to blow BKFC further and further with every single fight that I do. And not only that, to get what I deserve too, right?
I get paid, bro.
Yeah, so I want to be a part of that growth. Now, to do that, I got to be real with myself. Jim is up first. He was up a while ago. He decided not to be there. I'm not going to be chasing him either. This fight is set, and if for whatever reason he comes up with some new excuse like his vagina got swollen or something, then, I'm going to tell Dave, hey, man, I need to fight. Like, I'm not going to be waiting for this guy, But, I don't believe that he's scared of me. I don't believe that. Maybe he's insecure. I believe maybe he's insecure because I whooped his ass in the gym over and over again.
Oh, really?
Like I never said it before because I'm not the one to talk shit,
Yeah.
But in the last altercation that we had, in the last meeting we had, I lost respect for him. So at this point, you're gonna say things about me and kind of bring out my record, talk about my losses and I don't know what. Then I'm gonna tell you what it is. Yeah. I whooped his ass over and over again when he was training MMA Masters. And anybody that has trained MMA Masters will tell you that. Anybody that has trained there will tell you that. Whether it's his friend or not, they'll tell you. I used to spank Jim in the gym. I used to spank him. Even in jiu-jitsu, I tapped him out. And that's not my game. Wow. So like come down with all that talk and like I'm here waiting for you. I'm here waiting for the date. I'm here. I want to make this happen. I want to knock his ass out because I believe I know and I will. Okay? Get him out of the way. Let him continue his run to come back for a rematch if he wants. I think that he's going to run back to MMA. But, until I don't fight him and get him out of the way, I can't do what I want to do. And what I want to do is I want to help and I want to be a part of the growth of BKFC world, like in another level. And for me to do that, I need the biggest name possible that I can punish inside of the square circle.
Yo, and I agree with you, man. Like you and Jim is the fight. It is the fight because for people like myself that have been following BKFC since the first show, I've seen every fight. But right now, this is the most exciting fight. Aside from like all the big names that Dave is signing and stuff like that, this is the fight. This is the big one. This is the one that needs to happen. Yep. And now we're talking about, you brought it up, the press conference. So last week there was a press conference at American Top Team. It was the press conference to announce Paige Van Zandt signing with BKFC. You were there in attendance, obviously. Jim Alers was there. Shannon Briggs was there. Lombard, Alves, Rumble. A lot of names are there. A lot of people are there to experience this. So after the press conference, and I want to get your point of view on the whole thing. You get on the mic. Did you plan on getting on the mic the whole time from the get?
No,
you got there. It just
this type of things happen the best natural. Yeah. I had a question, and I really had a question, and that's what I did. I grabbed the press conference was over already, so I grabbed the mic and I said, "Man, what is I said I just got one question, and I want to know what's up with that fake ass belt over there. This dude is man." This guy's walking around with a Toys R Us belt on him, bro. With that says BKFC champion on it, man. Like,
Saw
how
that.
silly are you? You know, you're walking around with this belt. I'm like, what's up with that belt? And that's what I needed to say, because this guy is dying for the attention, dying to say something. You know, all I said was that, and here he comes, blah, 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 you know, talk.
Oh, he hopped right in there, man.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
He's there signing his tickets, you know. And look, this is the thing. I've never been much of a talking person. I never have. I can speak well, because I'm not camera shy whatsoever, but I'm not a person that comes talking shit. You know, it's not me, not my style. But I do speak with facts. When I have the facts in my head, I spit them out. You know, I do speak with the truth, because like I teach my son every single day, you can't go wrong with the truth. You know, you can't go wrong with the truth. And you know, he got in my face, and we were going with the back and forth. You know, he's doing his thing, and I'm replying. We're doing the whole thing, but don't get in my face, man. Look. I was known, like I told you, growing up, you know, in 71st Street in Miami Beach. I was known for headbutting somebody if they got in my face, where their face is touching my face, and we're like nearly kissing. Yeah. You know, like don't do that. I don't get in your face, don't get in my face. And the thing that I started with that, because in Peru it's a very known thing. I'm from Peru. I was born in Peru, and in Peru, like when I was younger, I used to always hear these stories about my dad. And that's how he would start his fights, right? So it stayed, you know, in my head. And then it came in very handy, because in Florida, I would get jumped here and there. You know, I'll get jumped, you know, almost every other week. You know, and yeah, when you start to see people surrounding you and one person in your face, you got to get them out the way.
Right.
So I would aim directly for the nose, break the nose, and fight whoever was next. Now, I'm telling you what I used to do, right?
Yeah.
I never lost control of myself in this altercation. It might seem like it might look like it, but I know exactly what I'm doing. Okay. I wish there was a camera looking at my toes, because I got on my tippy toes to make sure that I don't land on his nose, because I would have broken.
Right.
I landed on the forehead, and I did so with about 20-25% power. Like I didn't go 100% like trying to. I'm out of control, and like I'm mad. There was nothing to be mad about.
Right.
You know?
You were just doing it to back him up.
Just get out of my face, man. You know, you can't say, oh, we can do it right now. Because if you see the video, in the video he says, oh, the lights are on right now. There's like pay-per-view right now. We can do it right now. Yeah. He says that, and then he says, meet me in the middle, and walks to my face, and then puts his face on my face. Right. You know, no, man. If it was the older me, I would have headbutted him in the nose and broke him. Okay. You know, I didn't do it because I'm not trying to catch a charge for one. You know, and you want to keep that strap, bro, make that money. Give him an excuse to not come and fight me for real. Okay. You know, so I just give him a little, hey, it's a warning. Get out of my face. And then he had like a student or somebody there that actually reacted. Saw that the way that he should have reacted. He was actually mad. You know, Jim was more like, he just headbutted me. Oh my God, did everybody see that? Jim's reaction was like that. You know, while his student or little brother or cousin, whoever that guy was, that just comes trying to kick me and push me. I saw him. He jumped in. Like, if it wasn't for my brother, he would have kicked me. My brother. That was your brother. Okay. I saw him hop in there too. So now we got the family involved. We got some, friends involved. I saw that, man. It was getting pretty heated, man. I mean, it was real heated. You know, and I saw you were like, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Yeah, I was like, oh shit. Out of nowhere. Going down. Swinging. I mean, I'm like, man, if nobody else was here, I don't think you would be doing that. So this is the things that the only thing that really pissed me off was that. Because this dude has nothing to do with nothing. This is a one-on-one altercation. Right. It's me and him. It's a champ against a challenger. You have nothing to do with it. It's not like even if it was your brother, right? Did my brother jump in at any moment? No, because I'm not getting jumped by anybody. It's one person in front of me. Yeah. Now, if somebody was to jump me, like this dude tried, my brother's gonna jump in, right? So this guy had no right to come and try to swing at me unless he knows and he believes that Jim's scared of me. He has to do something for him. I don't know, what was his reason, but he jumps in there and does something that I'm sure that he would not do if it was just him and I in a room by ourselves. That kid wouldn't do that. He
Yeah,
knows.
a lot of people around, you're going to get held back, if you're going to get involved, this is going to happen. And you had the two biggest guys in the room, probably, that will hold you guys back. Yeah, Rumble holding back Alers, and Shannon Briggs is holding you back. I'm like, well, that was perfect. That just worked out great.
I told Rumble, if you see in the video of Rumble, you don't got to hold him. Jim was not doing nothing, man. Jim was not trying to do nothing. I like, Rumble, don't act like you're holding him. You don't have to. He's not going to do anything, man.
I'm glad nothing crazy happened, because it builds up the fight. It builds up the fight. Would I've liked to see some people get cracked with steel chairs like in wrestling? Yeah, a couple of chairs. Nah, I'm just playing. But this really helps build up the fight. So like, I was there. I mean, I was right there, bro. Like, honestly, I had my camera, like, I was right next to you guys during the whole thing. I'm recording everything, make sure we get it on social media, help promote the fight. We got to do these things. So to me, it was great. I loved it. The whole thing was great, and I think, and it's real, it's not fixed. You guys didn't set that up. I was there. He was on one side, you were on the other, and then you guys came together at the end. So, this is a real deal fight.
No, yes it is. Yes it is. No, there's definitely nothing fake about this. Everything happened organically. I did reach out to Dave, and I did apologize for my behavior. I did let him know, hey, look, man, I was in control I was doing, and Dave, did tell me, look, man, we can't have no headbutting and stuff like that. We can't have this type of conduct in this organization. And I told him, no, my apologies. Let's just make sure that we keep our distances from each other. Let's practice social distancing.
You got definitely practice social distancing. So are you still out in Miami?
Yeah, I live in Miami. Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah, because I know Jim's not that far from you. I think he's out in Plantation or something like that.
Yeah, a little up north. Yes.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting, man. I'm really looking forward to this fight. Is there any fight date, any expectation of when this thing's going to happen? I heard November, but is that true?
I seen a post that everybody started contacting me about.
Yeah.
About November 14th.
It's probably the post I saw.
Yeah, but I haven't been called and contacted with the actual number. I do believe that it's going to be in November.
Okay.
And it all depends on this COVID issue,
It's going to be down here?
In Miami, I don't know the details yet. I know that Dave is trying to make it happen in Miami.
Yeah, that's
so it depends on if they're gonna open the doors or not. If not, we're gonna be a little up north, but it's gonna be in Florida.
That's what's up. Yeah, man, because this is like this. I mean, you can market this as Miami beef, Plantation versus Miami, bro. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. So what's next for you? You gotta, if this fight's gonna go down in November, you got 2.5 months, before this whole thing goes down. What's the game plan for you? The training, what do you got going on?
So right now it's like every time I come back from a fight, the first thing that I do is start working on my body again. I start building up, and I'll gain some size. Like I told you, I take care of myself, and I'll get some size. That way, when I do my drop, I drop with more quality, And the game plan's the same, man. The game plan that we got ready for is the same that we utilized for the fight with Ike, because they're very, relatively the same. Where, Ike had a little more of a movement. Jim just wants to run right to you, and
it's like a bull in a china closet.
Yeah, it's like
comes right at you. A lot of pressure.
I'll tell you why I'm the champion and why I'm gonna be the reigning champion for a long time. Okay. I am the evolution of what a bare knuckle fighter should be. What Jim is doing right now is a discovery of himself that he never did in MMA, right? Where he's finding that, damn, he can hurt some people with some hands if he just goes out there and starts swinging, right? I've been doing that since the beginning of my career. We're talking about 13 years ago.
Yep.
Okay. So I was that brawler that he's presented himself as. The difference is I'm an evolution of that brawler. I can still brawl, but I can also box. Okay. I have footwork. I have hip movement. I know how to cut angles. And I have that instinct of a brawler inside where I can still let him go hard and fast. So that's what's going to keep me as a reigning champion. And I think it's just my pure style that is the game plan for him. You know.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that too, because I mean, everything you're saying, makes sense for you. Yeah, I could see where you're coming from with Jim because he's been in MMA his career, UFC alumni. Now he's into bare knuckle. He's discovering this power that he has. I'm sure, Jim feels he's always had the power. Um, and really, honestly, I've seen a couple of his fights in MMA, but mainly his bare knuckle fights are like explosive as hell. But what makes you feel that you could beat Jim Alers in a bare knuckle fight? What's it for you?
Well, first of all, to hurt something, you got to be able to hit it.
Yeah,
you got to be able to land to begin with. This little clinch work that he's doing, he's not gonna get away with that with me. I'm good with that stuff. And I have power, I have speed, and I have way better defense than he does. I have footwork. I have a lot. I'm way ahead of him when it comes to the striking, when it comes to the boxing, when it comes to the brawling. I have power too. And one thing that I can tell you is, like in the Brito fight, I want to be in the cage. I want to be in that square circle. I want to be in the fight. I want to feel it. I want to feel that danger. I want to feel myself in there. I don't want to be out of it.
Yeah.
I want to be there. He doesn't want to be there. He's trying to get out of there. He's running to his opponents, trying to land that power punch to get out of it as soon as he can. That's the difference between him and I. I'm in the fight. I enjoy the fight itself. He's trying to fight his way out of the fight. Okay. He's trying to get that one hit. Okay, I'm done. And it shows in the fight when I did my debut, when he fought this dude.
Oh, Caleb Harris fight.
Yeah, when Caleb fought him and showed him, oh, I'm still here, buddy. I'm still
That's
here.
A tough kid, bro.
Yeah, man, he's a tough kid. And
he took some massive shots.
Yes, and when Jim seen that he was still there, it kind of messed with his head. And like, oh, he even said in one of his interviews after the fight, like, oh, at some point I wanted to quit, but I couldn't.
His hands. He said his hands.
His hand was like so hurt. You know. So when you come swinging wild like that, you don't know where you're landing.
Yeah, you hit somebody's head.
He's gonna have that in his conscience. Like he comes in wild and like that, and he's worried about his hands already. He's gonna be worried about his hands in the fight. Now I can brawl, but I can pick my shots too.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried about breaking my hands on his head. And that's what I was gonna do to begin with. I was gonna hold out first, second part of the tournament, third part. I don't care. Let's go.
Let's go. Balls to the wall.
And now it's like it's my third fight, so it's like the end of the tournament, and it's against him anyways. So here we are.
Here we are, man. Fight prediction. You and Jim go at it November 14th. Let's just say hypothetically, what's your prediction of that fight? How does it end? What round?
I put him away after the second round. If he doesn't go earlier. Because he's gonna come out guns blazing for those first 2 rounds. And he's gonna find out that I'm still there. And his confidence level is gonna start going down. I'm gonna start picking him apart. And I'm gonna end up landing something nice. He's gonna go to sleep.
So it's almost like the bull versus the matador for this fight.
Pretty much. Except for the matador can be a bull too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I can't wait to see this fight, brother. I can't wait. And I want to thank you, for being on MMA Uncensored today. Super excited to have you on and talk to you, man. So thank you so much for being here. And do you want to give any shout outs to any sponsors? I see you got your Jim Shark shirt on. You feel
free, they're not sponsoring me. They ain't paying you. They're not paying
okay, and we don't have to shout them out.
But thank you for having me. First of all, man, thanks. They found me for the opportunity. Because of this opportunity, I'm a world champion again right now. And as far as the sponsors, without hopefully not forgetting all of them, Divino Ceviche, 1-800-Injured, FYI Yachts. There's so many of them. I know I'm gonna forget of the other. But luxuries, designs, like there's so many of you guys there. Thank to all my sponsors that are always there for me because they make it so much easier for you to be able to focus in your camp,
Hell yeah.
When they back you up like that, So thanks to all my sponsors, not sponsoring me, but I am looking for a clothing sponsor. So
okay.
If anybody out there sees this, you're running a clothing brand, I'm looking to work with somebody.
Hey, he's the 155-pound champion, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, the hottest promotion out right now. You got to sponsor this guy. He's the champ. Come on.
Yes, sir.
Don't be cheap with the champ. You can't be cheap with the champ, baby.
No way.
Louis, thank you so much, man. And then also, I just want to let the peeps know if you could, they could follow you on Instagram
Yes.
at Luis Baboon.
Thank you, man. Yes, Luis Baboon. Also Luis Baboon on Twitter and also on Snapchat.
That's what's up.
Yep.
Easy peasy, man. Yo, Louis, thank you again, brother. If I don't talk to you before the fight, I wish you the best of luck. But I got a feeling we're gonna be in touch. I got some real cool stuff coming up with MMA Uncensored.
All right, cool.
We're gonna be doing like exclusives at gyms and stuff like that. So maybe we can link up.
All right, count us in, man. Thank you.
You got it, brother. Be good, man.
Take care.
Take care, bro. That's a wrap. MMA Uncensored with the 155 champ and bare knuckle fighting championship, Louis Palomino. What a cool dude. Yeah, I could talk to that guy for hours, man. I could definitely chill and have a beer with him. He's a cool guy, and I'm glad he came on the podcast tonight. If you haven't seen the brawl that took place at the press conference last week, where Paige Van Zandt was being introduced to BKFC, you definitely want to check that out. You could go on my IG at Joe Miggs. You could go on MMA Uncensored's IG. The videos are there. You could go on our YouTube channel right there, and you could subscribe while you're there, YouTube/MMA Uncensored. So like I was telling Louis, we're going to start things looking like they're a little better, right? I think people are a little more comfortable now with this COVID-19 going on. But we are going to expand. We're going to be doing a lot of things, a lot of exclusives, a lot more face-to-face stuff. So stay tuned for that. We'll definitely keep you posted on that. You can follow MMA Uncensored at MMA Uncensored _. Thank you guys again for the continued following. The growth has been amazing, and I can't do it without you guys. You guys are the best. So I think we're well over 440,000 followers and verified right now, and we want to get that number to 500,000. I really want to get it to 500,000 by the end of September. So with your help, we could do it. And thank you guys. Quick shout to the sponsors, and we'll get going. For all your CBD needs, Hemp Boca, check them out. Hempboca.com. They have, and I say it all the time because I use it all the time, a fantastic post-workout massage oil, and it smells good. Your lady friend will like it. You guys can make the sex with it. It's perfectly fine. Check them out, hempboca.com. Use code MMA for a discount. And also shout out Veteran Farms for your quality cannabis needs. If you want to, puff, puff, pass, or you just want to keep puffing on your own, check them out, veteranfarms.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. See you next time.